Greetings everyone, and welcome back for another Oxleymations presentation. Now, as you may have noticed, I have big floppy bunny ears growing out of the top of my head, and that's because today's video is about something Easter related. I'm about 2 days late now, 3 days. Regardless, there's a certain something that I wanted to talk about in a previous video, and well, I finally got my hands on these things. So, without further delay, let's just jump right into this. Also, for those not in the know of what I'm referring to, I will try to remember to put a link right up here for the video I did on the history of the McDonald's Halloween pails. So with that out of the way, let's roll right into it. So as y'all may be aware, back during the 1980s and into the 1990s, McDonald's had this thing where they would give out seasonal buckets, or pails as they would call them. And they had all kinds of different ones over the years, ranging from your standard pumpkin pails. Then they moved up to having like 3 different versions. No, they started off with 3 different versions of the pumpkins, and then they decided to throw in some ghost pails and some witches. And the whole thing started off in 1985 when McDonald's first introduced the very first trio of McDonald's ghost pails, McDonald's pumpkin pails. If you guys want to know more about the lore and the history of these particular pails, check that video I have linked up there. But anyway, the reason why I bring up the whole regionality thing is because McDonald's kind of, in 1988, kind of toyed around with the thought of doing like buckets for different seasons. And technically that actually started in 1987 with the McDonald's Super Summer Happy Meal set, which included this summer themed bucket right here, featuring Ronald McDonald, the Fry Kids, Grimace, the Early Bird, all doing summer themed activities. And this was actually a, what's the word I'm looking for, a bucket they were supposed to take with you when you go to the beach, sifting the sand and stuff. That's why it's got a mesh grid on top like that. But in 1988, as I was initially saying, McDonald's decided to jump into the spring with their buckets. Sorry, my head's a little jumbled right now. I had to do a lot of digging and a lot of research for this particular video. And I was stupid enough not to actually write down a script. Like, legitimately, my script that I had written was just me doing research on trying to figure out what regions these buckets were exclusive to. That's not important to the story. Technically, it could be to certain collectors who are, chomping at the bit to know exactly where they came from. But for this particular video, that's not important. What is important is the fact that there were 3 different Easter pails. And from what I can tell, they used the mold from, actually, let me see here. No, McGhost here, or McBoo, no, he's McGhost, because McBoo is one of the pumpkins. Still has kind of the pumpkin, whatchamacallit, the ridges a pumpkin would have. Okay, there, no, even the witch still has those. Well, they went with the pails. I am just falling all over myself right now. I apologize. Bear with me, folks. Anyway, they kept the same tops that they used for this kind of pail, but they smoothed out the ridges on the side of the pail when they introduced these pails for the spring season of 1988. There were 3 different pails to collect, and thankfully there were only 3. I've heard rumors that there was a pink one, but I think that's just confusion because one of these things is actually named Pinky. So I'm going to quickly rearrange these real quick so they're not just stacked in themselves, and I'll start showing them off. So, una momentations, friendos. Okay, so as I was saying, folks, there were 3 different buckets to collect. There was this blue one named Fluffy McBunny, and all of their names are on their little powder puff tails on their backsides. There was this green one right here named Whiskers McBunny. And then there was this yellow / goldenrod colored one named Pinky McBunny. And all three of them have this design where it's like a rabbit kind of hunched down, like it's kind of staring into your soul kind of a thing. You know, just like it's hunched down like... I just cut myself in the... It's not a reflection, brain, come on. I caught myself in the recording, the playback on my computer there, doing that face, and... No. I should not make that face ever again. But anyway, they've all got that same kind of design. They're like squat down and, you know, trying to look all cutesy and stuff. This one is either tired or it's giving you the bedroom eyes, and I'm not sure why. Then we've got this one that looks like they're very excited. Just like, hi, how are you? And then we've got this one that just looks like they're kind of done with everything. Like they're still trying to look happy and stuff for the children on Easter. But they're just kind of like, can we go home yet? Anyway, one of the obvious differences between these buckets and their other seasonal counterparts are the handles. If it wasn't very extremely obvious, then you might want to get your eyes checked. Because on the normal handles for the rest of the seasonal buckets, if I can just get those to stay right there, they are just this black plastic handle like this. It's just a single curve. Whereas with the McBunnies, their handles are the ears and basically shaped like the golden arches. Another kind of interesting thing, which I already alluded to, I already said, was the fact that unlike most of the other McDonald's pails, or the seasonal ones, they don't have the ridges like a McPumpkin or like one of the ghost pails like this. These ones are smooth all around. The only thing that's the same between these Easter pails from 1988 and those other ones are the lids. Sorry, hairs keep just kind of popping up on these rabbit pails. Hairs, rabbits. There's a pun in there, but anyway. This is the only thing that they have in common is the lid. Let's see, what else? And also, let me check the writing on the back. I'm curious if that's similar, because I haven't actually compared these. So there's the name of the the name of the bucket, Fluffy McBunny. This one obviously doesn't have a name. Let's see. McDonald's, safety tested for children of all ages, recommended for children age 1 and over. McDonald's, safety tested for children of all ages, recommended for children age 1 and over. Caution not to be used as a hat. What? Caution not to be used as a hat. I can't make that up. I mean, I could have made that up, but see, it just says rated for children age 1 and over right there. Hopefully you can read that. Whereas this one adds the added blurb, not to be used as a hat. Handle may cause discomfort. I kid you not. I'm going to try and get that to show up on camera. No. Too close. Too blurry. You'll have to take my word for it, but like just right there. Moving farther away from it. Right there, it says it. Thankfully, I'm not dumb enough to try that. But yeah. Caution not to be used as a hat. Handle may cause discomfort. That's just silly to me. So, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else really to talk about with these goofy things. They were only... Yeah, I already said this. They were original exclusive. That's why a lot of people don't know about these buckets. And I only found out about them thanks to my research on the Halloween buckets, because on one of the obscure forums I was looking for information on those from, someone had posted something about this. And then I found my way to one of the advertising pieces, what's referred to as a translite, that actually showed these off. Go ahead and throw that on screen now, Mr. Editor. And from there, I was just like, I need these for my collection. My Halloween pail collection cannot be complete if I don't have these. And this year, I finally was able to budget just well enough that I was able to afford to grab not just one, but all three of these hard-to-find pails. The lid's coming off of this one. Let me just go ahead and stick that back on there. There we are. I'm not sure how fragile the plastic is on these, so I'm trying to be careful. And by trying to be careful, I'm apparently not being careful at all. So there you go, folks. Sorry that the video is not going to be as entertaining as the thumbnail, which I hope y'all enjoy. Then again, I kind of hope y'all enjoy all of my videos. But we'll see how it goes. I want to give a big, massive thank you to all of you out there watching. I do truly and greatly appreciate it. If you like what you've seen here today, you know the drill. Go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you'd like, share it if you wish. But with all of that out of the way, this is your old pal, the Oxleymations Easter Bunny, saying, viewers beware, and subscribe if you dare. Later.